Hey guys, Muncheez here, and today in this video, I'm going to talk about some things I learned after coming back to Monster Hunter after like 6 years. Yeah, I've learned a few things after about like 60 or 70 hours in. One of the things that I've learned is you're going to feel stuck a lot. Um, and some of the things to remedy this is you're going to need the right items, you're going to have to kind of learn when to hit the monsters, when to back off, and yada yada, so on and so forth. That's all depending on what your weapon you're using. So learning the bosses, like their weak points and this and that. And the important part of this, and why I bring it up, is that there's items and like things locked behind quest chains and like little side quests. So one of the things that I learned after embarrassingly like 60 or 70 hours in is your equipment. There's these tools, right? And you don't start getting these until you finish there's a lot of things that like require you to do a quest to get the items, and a lot of these quests are locked behind other quests. So they're just quest chains that go into other quest chains that will give you these items, and this is what I am currently working on. And there's times where you're gonna feel like you picked the wrong weapon. I feel like that sometimes, but then I feel like they wouldn't do that because that'd just be a really bad design. You just have to learn how to use your weapon, or you can learn the other option that I was thinking of is learning how to use different weapons, which isn't a bad thing entirely. Learning to be more versatile is kind of good, and I hear a lot of people talking about using different item sets and whatnot. But yeah, and then the other thing is I learned not to waste your upgrade stuff and not to worry too much about the upgrade stuff. I feel like there is a max level of gear. I still don't know what that is. I haven't really looked that deep into it. But once you craft a certain set of gear and you're kind of comfortable going through the game, like right now I just crafted a set that allows me to kind of farm monsters in guiding lands for materials, so I can just get like armor cores and whatnot. Once you get there. But once you go through the story and Iceborne, you're gonna feel like, for me as an example, you're just gonna feel stuck. And the thing that I am stuck on is as soon as you finish the storylines and whatnot, there is an is it special assignments? There will be a purple exclamation mark, and then he'll ask you to kill something. Like I think, well, I don't know if it's the same for everybody, but it says slay a Kieran, which is the freaking lightning unicorn. So the first time you fight Kieran, I think, is in the original story. I don't think he was that bad. His attack patterns aren't as wide and erratic. And then they give you this guy in the new one, and I cannot kill him at all, which is why I started looking into this. And there's a lot of items that are just locked behind quests that are kind of not necessary, but definitely huge quality of life upgrades. And that example would be, for me, would be like this lightning mantle right here. So where's this lightning mantle? Thunderproof mantle, this guy. So these mantles are really good for certain bosses. Usually I'm assuming like there'll be certain bosses that just clap you with certain attacks. And with this monster, it was lightning, so having the Thunderproof Mantle was a huge thing, and I didn't get this till like yesterday. And I'm still missing a whole bunch, and I'm just probably going to work on getting these most of my time playing this. But yeah, if you feel stuck, there's usually some item that'll help you, or there'll be like a set of gear you can upgrade to. But the game keeps you relatively where you're supposed to be. There's a lot of quests that are locked behind things like your hunter rank or your master rank, and there's a whole bunch of quests where where is it? I think it's under, is it under optional? No, I think it's events. Yeah, so in events you'll see like there's all these monsters, and these will be grayed out because your master rank's not high enough to go into them, but there's a lot of these things that I haven't even seen before. One example would be this Latrian thing. I haven't seen this monster ever. Yeah, these are very, they're locked behind them. So this one, for example, is like you must complete a Latrian investigation before you can post this quest. So there'll be like investigations and stuff like there's just tons of things locked behind things, and like you're a furious Rajang. I still haven't seen one of this. It's apparently a monkey. I don't know. Um, but yeah, your master rank isn't high enough for this, and this is master rank 100. And I'm sure you'll get to these things just naturally from just playing the game a lot. And another thing I learned is the game kind of keeps you where it wants you to be at. So wherever the game wants you to be at, and what I mean by that is like making gear and stuff like that. I'm sure there's tons and tons and tons of armor that I still haven't unlocked because there's a bunch of monsters that I still haven't killed. But yeah, what you have access to is what you're going to have access to just from playing the content that was assigned to you. Until you start doing like investigations and start killing monsters at master rank for certain pieces of gear to unlock, these things won't unlock until you do. So what I learned is just get a set of gear that you're comfortable with and just run with that set as far as like skills and things like that go. There's a lot of different skills in the game. You just have to find out what works best for the weapon that you're using. And yeah, there's still a lot of things that I want to get, but I don't really have the ability to get my hands on yet. But yeah, the game just kind of keeps you there, which is good because it still keeps the game challenging and it doesn't make it so you can just steamroll anything. And the last thing I learned is the guiding lens is a very, very, very important part of content. It's a really good piece of content. I don't fully understand it yet. I'm just starting to get into it, but you can kind of just go into here. It's like a exploration deal, and you can just kill monsters and farm materials. After you kill some monsters, you'll get like fuel for your Steam works, and this thing gives you an absolute crap ton of armor upgrade crystals. So if you need armor upgrade crystals, you can just go to Guiding Lands and kill some monsters and farm some nodes for like an hour or so, and you'll get a bunch of materials. But yeah, and that's it for this video. And these are just some things I learned, and I'm still learning, so the more I learn, the more content I have to post on YouTube. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!